truth is, I don't want to lose what I got.
What's the matter with you?
Tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow.
What's the truth, damn it?
I'm afraid, all right? And so we wouldn't have had the title as long. So what? At least it would have been real, Adrian.
It was real.
Nothing is real if you don't believe in who you are. I don't believe in myself no more, don't you understand?
You lost that fight, Rob, for all the wrong reasons. You lost your edge. All right. I know your manager dying had you all messed up inside. But the truth is, you didn't look hungry. Now, when we fought, you had that eye of the tiger, man, the edge. And now you got to get it back. And the way to get it back is to go back to the beginning. You know what I mean?
If your definition of success is win or lose, giving everything you've got and growing or learning along the way, then you're setting yourself up for success. I really think the biggest cheat code in life is just going after it and not being concerned of whether or not you fail at one specific task. Instead, understanding the big picture, what your long-term goal is, and knowing if you keep driving forward and never fucking quit, in the end you will succeed.
Remember this, is that people are time wasters, and the great majority of people have no goals, they have no priorities, they have no plans, they have no concern about becoming successful, and they think that you're the same. They think because their time isn't worth anything, that your time isn't worth anything also.
Learn to say F you to the world every once in a while. You have every right to. Just stop thinking, worrying, looking over your shoulder, wondering, doubting, fearing, hurting, hoping for some easy way out. Stop it and just do!
Remember, the saddest thing in life is wasted talent. You could have all the talent in the world, but if you don't do the right thing, then nothing happens. But when you do right, guess what? Good things happen. You hear me?
The first man to run a marathon in under 2 hours. One final lung-busting stride for Kipchoge. One giant leap for human endeavor. And you know, Kipchoge was right. No human is limited.
Discipline your thoughts. Stop thinking too much. Don't go into the past. Don't go into the future. Be in the present. Why? Because only then it's possible that the mind is free, the capacity is free, and now you can completely immerse into whatever you are doing. And this means you have arrived.
The scientists in the whole world and saying the first human being to run 2 hours or under 2 hours will be in the year 2075. But I have proved them wrong.
Louis, a moment of pain is worth a lifetime of glory. Remember that.
If you tell yourself the truth, and the truth is, I'm not happy with where I'm at. That's the truth. The truth is, I can do more. The truth is, I can work harder than I'm working right now. The truth is, I can do more for my family. The truth is, I can do much better than I'm doing right now. And if that's the real truth, if that's what you believe, if you believe that to be the truth, you won't have to find more discipline. Discipline will find you.
There can be no growth without goals. As soon as he said, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems, I think people stopped thinking about goals. And he made a really great argument, which was everybody at the start line of the 100-meter race has the same goal. It's to win. So it's not the person who has the best goals, it's the person who has the best systems and preparation.
Losers let it happen, winners make it happen. Losers see thunderstorms, winners see rainbows. Losers see icy streets, winners put on their ice skates. Losers take chances, winners make choices. It's all in the way you choose to think.
America was built on the backs of men who smoked cigarettes, drove without seatbelts, and had bacon for breakfast. If you miss your biohacking routine this morning, you're going to be okay. There's a time for leverage, but there's also a time for violence, which is just brute force. People get really obsessed with optimal, which is getting the most bang for your buck, but there's also maximizing, which is just getting the most bucks. You lose more life trying to optimize everything than just living it. The stress of trying to be perfect is killing you more quickly than your imperfections.
The Stoic philosopher is the man who has liberated himself from fear. He's not afraid of death. He's not afraid of pain. He's not afraid of other people's dismissal as a fool. The only thing he cares about is that he should meet his moral obligations. Greatness is the perception that virtue is enough. An organized soul which pursues rationally the ends which are good for all human beings. That's the Stoic conception of virtue. They finally understand their greatness consists in the fact that they perceive that virtue is enough.
I'm fascinated by courage and hope and self-belief and faith in order to let go of something good for the chance at something that you think could be great.
It was a big risk, it was a big chance, and it was no guaranteed return ticket. It was a one-way ticket possibly to, I'm a head coach of high school football to this day.
One-way ticket to a dead end.
I believe desire and will to win is everything. I don't know why I'm like I am, but my butt's always burning. There's always something say, Art dadgummit, you're supposed to go for it. Art dadgummit, you're supposed to be somebody. You're supposed to make a difference with your life. What does the $500,000 a year person do? The $50,000 a year person doesn't do. But the winners do it. What do? They do whatever it takes to get the job done. They do it, and do it, and do it, and do it, and do it, until the job gets done. And then they talk about how great it is to be somebody they're proud of. We need leaders in America who can do it. If you want to become somebody, do it. If you want to go in business for yourself, do it. If you want to become financially independent, do it. He pays the price and a little bit more. He works hard and a little bit more. He's loyal to the company and a little bit more. He bleeds and a little bit more. He makes money and a little bit more. He saves money and a little bit more. If you want to win, you got to be tough. And you can't quit.
People are walking around, brother, and they're setting themselves up for failure. They wake up, they're on their phones till 12 in the bed scrolling. They don't study, they don't learn, they don't self-develop. People are just trying to make it win, win, win. No, just get rid of your deficits and the rest will just flourish. People that win long-term are the people that make it so hard to lose that it becomes easy to win. Imagine you just set yourself up for success. You open up your calendar, it's set up for success. You open up your YouTube, it's set up for success. You open up your phone book, it's set up for success. Your relationship, it's set up for success. Winning was just kind of like inevitable. So set up the systems in your life.
Do you remember who you were before the world told you who you should be? And so anytime you got to be courageous, let's look at it from the standpoint of dreams, goals, and aspirations. You got your dream, your goal, and your aspiration, and then you got reality, right? And oftentimes reality doesn't reflect the goal, the dream, and the aspiration. And so when you think courage, like being courageous and following your heart because it somehow knows what you want to do anyway, like it's almost like instinct, right? It's almost like when you feel something that you should do, and for some strange reason, like your mind or your spirit tells you, nah, I don't want to do it, because it takes you outside of your comfort zone and it puts you in a space and place that may be unknown, or it puts you in a space and place of uncharted territory, but you know you should do it, you could feel it, right? And then you go against it.
Refine your goals. I don't know what ambitions you've had up until now, but this weekend would be a good time to start the process. Here's the next one: believe in yourself. And you've got to believe in the possibilities. You've got to believe in the economy. You've got to believe that tomorrow can be better than today. But here's the big one: believe in yourself. There isn't a skill you can't learn. There isn't a discipline you can't try. There isn't a class you couldn't take. There isn't a book you couldn't read. Ask for wisdom. This is communication of the highest source. Ask for wisdom that creates answers. Ask for the wisdom that creates faith to believe things are possible.
I was wondering what your thoughts are on how to know that you're doing enough.
So first thing, you have the self-awareness. Like, you see the thing for what it is. You're not in the matrix, right? You're seeing the code. I just tried to outrun and outwork that sensation. If I just go faster and harder and work longer hours, chastise myself more, maybe eventually I'll get to the stage where things go well. Maybe that will fill the internal voice. And it is far easier to achieve our material desires than to renounce them. And you have this desire, which sounds like an inner fire that you want to make a dent in the world. You want to do something. Stop fighting it. Stop fighting the fact that you want to try and work harder. Should you aim to try and discover self-love as early as possible? Probably a good idea. Spend your 20s seeing how hard you can work, because if push comes to shove and a catastrophe occurs in your business or your personal life or something at 42, you want to be able to turn around and go, for half a decade, I've ended worlds with how hard I worked and how resilient I became and stuff like that. The way that I look back on what I did was, sure, it was difficult at the time and could I have had more fun and all the rest of it. With the self-love thing of maybe being able to get there sooner, perhaps I had to earn my stripes. And if you're built the way that it sounds like you're built, which is not too dissimilar to the way that I'm built, and maybe a lot of the people in this room as well, you just need to put the work in.
Good enough, if you think about it. Good is a positive, enough's a negative. That's an oxymoron right there. It's hypocritical in its own sense. There is nothing that's ever good enough. The only thing that's enough is at the end of the day, the nth hour, the final hour, whatever you're going for, that your hand is raised victoriously. That's when you know it's enough. And you're in the gym right now to ensure that that event goes your way. It will never go your way, guys, if you're saying today is good enough. If you never say good enough today, I promise you tomorrow will always be enough. Whenever good enough isn't enough, you can bet tomorrow you'll have enough. Stop listening to the normality of life and everyone's saying the way it is the way it's going to be for you. The way it is for you is blood, sweat, and tears today to create a foundation of strength for tomorrow. Those days combined into whatever dream you want to be a reality. We are always fighting for that edge, always fighting for that opportunity. So it's not past, it's not missed, but lived. We're not gonna cry about those opportunities. We're gonna smile, remember that, and thank God they came because we were ready when they came. You won't be ready if today isn't pushed with the strenuous nature and the pressure of the moment in the future that everything rides on.
You look at YouTube and I see guys have Mike Tyson Immortal, Mike Tyson God, and I'm not worthy of that.
You are, Mike.
Not for somebody to praise me or anything, no. I'm always just Mike.
Can I say something?
You can say anything. I'd love for you to talk to me, brother.
You had to go through all of that so that you could change the world, dude.
Really, I don't see that. I don't know.
You don't realize how many lives you're changing, saving, because of who you are and what you've been through and how you're willing to speak about it now.
I'm gonna say something to you. You're smart, you're talented, you know a few things, but talent means nothing in this game if you don't make the right choices. There's plenty of talented people out there who never see the light of day anymore. Last thing, takes discipline. Because this whole game is one big long shot. And if you don't have the discipline to stay away from the flyers or from the gambles or whatever else you want to call a stupid move, then my friend, I'm afraid to say one day you will go down. It's inevitable. You want my advice? Make a list of everything you want now, and then plan on spending the next 25 years of your life getting it, slowly, piece by piece.
The person you have to spend the most time listening to in your life is yourself. Try not to lose their respect. How on earth do you think that you're going to be able to move mountains and get out of that relationship that you don't like and move countries or change career when you can't not hit snooze, even though last night you promised yourself that you weren't going to hit snooze? And it's how people that are able to do extraordinary things have been able to get there.
These are the years where you need to put in the work, you need to grind, and you don't need to be focused on everybody else, because you staying focused on everybody else, you staying focused on the world is giving you a false sense of reality. Like, sometimes you just need to unplug,
99% of these viewers watching this, 99.9, overthink everything. Naturally, if you're quite a smart guy and you're ambitious and you have big aspirations for life, you're gonna overthink things. Because you're thinking, is this the best use of my time? Could I be doing something better? Maybe I should be doing what he's doing. But no, you don't need to necessarily do what he's doing. You just need to stay in your lane, but just take inspiration, do more, think less, action removes doubt. The more you do, the less you have time to doubt and overthink things.
Everything changed for me when I realized that we're not meant to feel excited and perfect all the time. I started accepting that where I am right now is where I'm genuinely meant to be. Tough days are all a part of the process. Lean into them. Bad days are also part of a very good and meaningful life. So on my toughest days, I think about getting through one more day, one more workout, one more rep.
But I believe style is relevant. I believe it's the morale behind the style. I think success in fighting in life is about desire and the will.
Yeah.
How bad do you want it? Is it worth dying for? That's his true greatness, is the willingness to die. So is this thing worth greatness?